Well now, gather round, folks, and let me paint you a picture of these United States circa 2124. It ain't exactly the good old days, I'll tell you that much. Picture this: a land split right down the middle like a rotten apple cut in half. On one side, you've got these towering corporate arcologies. Think of them as cities stuffed into climate-controlled domes. On the other, there's the wasteland, a harsh, unforgiving expanse that'd make the old Wild West look like a Sunday picnic. Now, we're down to about 70 million souls in this once great nation. 20 million of them are packed into those arcologies like pickled sardines. They've traded their freedom for security and a full belly. All the luxuries of modern life: insect protein blocks, sterilized water, fancy medical gear, you name it. But don't you go thinking it's all peaches and cream. Most of them are caught in a debt trap deeper than the Grand Canyon, working their fingers to the bone just to stay afloat. The other 50 million folks, they're out here in the wastes with us, scratching out a living in the irradiated dirt. It's a place where the only law is what you can enforce with your own two hands. You've got your small-time warlords, remnants of old county governments hanging on by their fingernails, and folks just trying to grow enough food in their greenhouses to see another sunrise. Crops don't grow in this awful weather. It ain't just bad. It's the kind of bad that'd make the devil himself think twice about stepping outside. We're talking dust storms that'll strip the skin off your bones, assuming the radiation doesn't get you first. Heat waves, son, they're more like heat tsunamis, the kind that'll cook your eggs right on the sidewalk. But it's not all sweat and sunburn. Mother Nature's got a mean sense of humor, throwing in cold snaps that'd freeze the whiskers off a polar bear just to keep us on our toes. This is why us salvagers are always on the move, trying to keep one step ahead of Mother Nature's temper tantrums. We roam the wastes in our crawlers. Each one's a community unto itself, run by the people for the people. We're the ones keeping hope alive out here, trading with settlements, fixing up old tech, and standing up to corporate bullies when need be. Not that them corpos have much juice to flex their muscles far from their precious arcologies these days. Now getting around ain't what it used to be. Them highways, you remember, with no taxes to maintain them, they're about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. And with all the dust and rad storms surging in the stratosphere, air travel ain't worth the fuel neither. These days, if you want to get anywhere or haul anything, you're looking at a walker. Big machines that can handle anything from climbing mountains to knocking the stuffing out of raiders. And let me tell you, them mechs ain't just for show. We use them for everything from hauling cargo to defending ourselves. And the scrap we collect, that's our bread and butter. We use it to pay for, upgrade, and customize our mechs. It's a life of constant tinkering, fighting, and surviving. Speaking of fighting, we gotta keep an eye out for the creatures of the waste. We ain't just dealing with your average varmints out here. We've got plants that can walk and hunt, bugs big as dogs, and creatures that'd give your nightmares nightmares. But humanity's nothing if not resourceful. Some folks have taken to domesticating these xeno-beasts, using them for protection or even food. Sounds like a gamble if you ask me, but who am I to tell folks how to make a living? Life out here is all about scraping by. Folks are farming whatever patches of dirt they can coax crops from, scavenging through the bones of the old world, and trading whatever they can to make their bread. That brings the story to us, the salvagers of Local 5-7, and our mighty crawler, the Mate One. Our longtime president, Garnet Higgins, has finally hung her hat. Now we've got the hero of Wendigo, Delroy Mannis, rising to take her place. He's got some mighty big shoes to fill, but if he's half the fella them lonesome guitar strummers say he is, then maybe, just maybe, we're on the path to seeing some better days.